I don't think you can do too much future progression. If I only had one session with a client and that was it, we would probably do a really good benefits form, conscious benefits form to kind of get through the BS of I don't want stuff. And then we would spend the whole time in future progression, having them imagine how they want to be. So I don't think you can overdo future progression.
Use number 1, future progression to a regular occurrence.
We use it in a lot of different cases. We use it in the one case to double check our work. Right. So we'll do age regression and there will be some insight. We will do forgiveness and, I've changed because now I know and things happen. And then we want to take our client into the future. The future progression test is testing something that is happening to them in their real life right now. So that's something kind of like a regular occurrence, like the thing that kind of is the daily stressor. Oh, you're going to pick up your son from your ex again. Oh, there's your boss and you're meeting with your boss again. You have them practice something that has been typically or particularly stressful for them in the past. It would go something like this for a weight loss client. And now I'm going to count to 3. And when I get to 3, it's going to be a potential time in your future at work, in the break room, at the normal time, just like you told me about. However, this time, and because of the changes that have taken place here today, you do it completely and totally different. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. There you are. You're in the break room. It's just like every other time, but you are different. Take it from there. Describe everything to me as it happens. Right. And your client's going to go kick some ass. Now, if they don't, if there's like a little wrinkle or if there's a little thing, like this is just all this is replay. Like all this is watching tapes before the big game. Like we're just trying to get it right. We're just redoing. There's nothing wrong with not getting it exactly right the first time at all. Not getting it exactly the right first time tells you, the hypnotist, about your client's brain, right? And then you get to help them kind of make it even better, right?
Question: how do I redirect a client that is progressing as if nothing has changed?
I'm not going to let them play out a train wreck scenario. You know what I mean? I'll be like, oh, and now that scene fades away. Good job. Good job. Good job. And I'll say, all right, very good. Is that how you want it to happen? All right. Yeah, that was like the original. That was a replay of the original. Good job. Good job. We know what the original is. Do you want it to be different? And then we'll do it different. So they don't feel like anything was weird or bad, but I really don't want them to like continue, right? If I can cut them off.
Use number 2, progressing to the big event.
There's also a future progression when you are going to practice for the big event. Okay. So there is something happening. They have to turn in their paper. They are giving a talk. They have a performance review. They are flying out to teach something for the first time. There's like an event. So it's a performance related, maybe style of thing, or maybe it's in-laws are coming. Like people coming to visit is usually stressful for people. So it's kind of an event type of a thing, maybe a one-time thing. So you can future progress somebody to practice kind of for this performance thing. Oh, your in-laws are here. And instead of getting too stressed, I got to address this thing. You coach them through some pretend thing that they're going to go in their bathroom and breathe. And so you have them practice for this kind of one thing.
Use number 3, progressing to end state.
Another way to do future progression, end state. You take them to some end point, and the end point doesn't have to be all the way to the end. Sometimes all the way to the end is great. They've lost all the weight. And sometimes I'll make it really visual. So I'll say, okay, client, imagine yourself, you're standing there and, there's the mirror there. And once I verify that they're seeing something, okay, and there you're wearing, those clothes. I'm going to count to 3. And when I get to 3, it's going to be a certain period of time, 2 years in the future. 1, 2, 3, boom. It's 2 years in the future. You still have those clothes on and they basically just fall right off your body. I want to give them that visual, because for people who get the visual of the clothes they're wearing being so thin that their pants just fall down and like their shirt is just so loose, like if their subconscious accepts that suggestion, boom, right? I mean, they are expecting that. So I'm gonna give them this really not everybody will buy it, right? Not everybody is like, "Erica, when you said it's gone and your clothes just kinda basically fall off, oh my gosh." Like, if they report that, they accepted that suggestion at the deepest level. So keep giving it to them. Whatever the words were, whatever they doesn't matter what your words were. Whatever they repeated back to you, write it down. Keep repeating it and keep doing that, and they just fall right off. Just fall right off. Just fall right off. Okay, so that's like some end state type of a thing, right? And then just to be really complete on this, when I talk about end state, is usually the energy of having, and then we have the energy of doing. And we always want to pair those two together. Okay. And the reason we want to pair them together is because the energy of having, there's a lot of energy there. Oh my gosh, I lost all the weight and I'm wearing the clothes and I'm sleeping great. Like there's a lot of energy in that. But there's a lot of work, perceived work, in getting to that stage and getting up early, chopping the vegetables, getting on the bike, like all of the things that lead to that. So what we want to do is take the energy from end state and basically pour it right back into what happens next. Like, how do you get to be this future version of yourself? And that's almost precisely how I will do it. Okay. But to be clear, it's very close to what I've already described as far as a potential future situation that might cause you stress. That's kind of the energy of doing, kind of the same thing. Okay. But here's how I do it. Here with weight loss clients, energy of having, energy of doing. Here's how I would do it. You take them in the future. They feel amazing. I might do the clothes thing, and it's just, poof. And so now that put new clothes on yourself. I'll say, put new clothes on yourself, and it just, poof, right. They get to wear your favorite stuff. Oh, and if it's important to them, I'll say, holy crap, look at that closet. Oh my gosh. The choices of clothes that fit you that are also super cute. Right, if this is important to them. And it is important to some people just to not have the hassle of getting dressed every day. They just want to put on something cute, right? So I just give them that, right? And that's part of future progression, okay? But they still kind of need, the energy of doing, right? So then I'll say, all right, very good. So there you are. You are future self. You did it. And then I'll go through the benefits form. Tell them what they did. You ate only when you were actually hungry. You got to bed on time. You didn't care about the things that you couldn't change. You said, fuck it to that. You have no left. I will repeat what the client is saying to me, right? They're doing all of these things on the high road, right? And they are feeling really good. They are accomplishing all of these things. And then I'll say, you are future self. You are future self. And I want you to give some of the best advice you have ever offered to present self, Mary. I'll just call my client by my name, Mary, sitting in my chair right now. And I want you to say to her, here's what I want you to always remember. And I'll say, now tell her how you lost the weight and kept it off all these years. Tell her exactly how to do it. Okay. And future self will do the energy of doing. Okay. Future self will advise the self and say, you are going to eat only when you're actually hungry. They will reiterate the most important elements of that to the self. Some of them are more important than others. So we allow the client to kind of just talk, and they'll say, they'll re-advise, don't care about what those people are saying. It doesn't matter. You can't change it. Like they will re-coach themselves, right? As future self to the present client. You're going to write this stuff down, right? And then you get to basically reiterate it, right? So that's kind of how you can do future progression with end state and the energy of having and the energy of doing. You bring them into the future. You have them experience the feeling of having the result in the body, in the mind, in the heart, whatever it is that they want. Clean lungs, fresh air, time with the grandkids, whatever it is that they want, right? So they're at end state. And then you have that energy say, now, how does the present version person sitting in my chair right now, how does he or she accomplish that? What are the steps? This is left brain. The conscious mind loves this. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. So now that's the energy of doing. We incorporate the energy of doing right into that. So now the client is like, okay, now I have a plan. And it's coming from themselves too, with your help. Right. And so I want my client to feel empowered to complete the work themselves. I think future progression is so fantastic for our clients. That is really where we can help them start dreaming and getting stuff done, right? Age regression and forgiveness feels good, and there's a lot of wisdom and a lot of heart caretaking done in necessary, I think. But as far as the glory and coming, hero's journey and all of that, um, that's future progression.